Hello, my name is Julie Lewis and I'll be your instructor for this semester. What I would like to do is give you an introduction to MyMathLab and take you on a tour so that you can familiarize yourself with the program. When you log on to MyMathLab for the first time, a page will pop up and it will tell you what's new for MyMathLab and Mastering. If you want to read through this, then you can. If you, after you've read through it, what you can do is you can click on Don't Show Again, and then you can X out, and that page won't pop up the first time that you log on. We will want to go specifically to My Course, so you want to look for Math 1314, click on that course, and then we can do the same thing we did earlier. This is specifically getting you oriented within the course. If you want to go through the orientation, you can. Once you've done that, you can click Don't Show Again and then just X out. Now, the first thing, the home page, is the announcements page. So if you click Start Here, that will be the announcements page. This will be the first page that comes up to you. There's a publisher announcement up here at the top. I have chosen an option so that the publisher announcements will show up at the top of your page here, so that anytime they may be doing maintenance over a weekend or something like that, it will show up and you will know about the maintenance ahead of time. Below that, you will see announcements from me. So this welcome is actually an announcement from me. If you go and you click on View All Announcements, it will expand the announcements out so it's easier for you to read. You can read the announcement from me at a later time. There's also a browser check. You'll want to run this browser check and just make sure that everything is downloaded that you need to download. So you can see here that I may want to go and install Adobe Reader. I wouldn't worry about this particular one. I don't think that's something that we need for this course. You can see that these two are already installed since it doesn't have any kind of indication. But you want to make sure that the browser check is complete. You can see up here for mobile device users, I'm good. For laptop users, click these links below to make sure everything is right. Go ahead and do that if you will, so that everything is up to date. Anytime that I have announcements to post, deadlines, dates, things like that, I will post them here on this home page. Now, I'd like to get you oriented with several other places that you will want to frequent. The first of which, this is something that you're going to want to do now here at the first of the semester, is go to the class information page. Here I have posted a list of things that you'll want to do to kind of get started. You have a syllabus. Hopefully you will have already printed this out, but this is something that you need to print out. Later in a different video, I will specifically go over some highlights of the syllabus. You also have your schedule. You'll want to make sure to print your schedule out. Going through and reading through the schedule, make sure that you know what the different colors mean. We've got bold and italicized, we've got purple, we got red, we've got some highlighted text, and so forth. And so you want to make sure to familiarize yourself with this schedule, know how to use it, know what's due when. Going down from there, we have testing center information. Here we have information on both the Kilgore campus and Longview campus testing centers. There is a small outline of things up here at the top that you need to make sure to be clear on. We have an office hours tab. So these are times that I am specifically in my office. You can come by and see me during any of those times. You can also email me or call me if you need to make an appointment to come see me at a different time. There's a tutoring tab. Here we have tutoring available in both Kilgore and Longview. You can access their specific web pages by clicking those links. The tutoring is free. You want to make sure that you get with a tutor specifically for college algebra, Math 1314. I've also made available a copy of your lecture notes. I would highly encourage you to buy your lecture notes in the bookstore. They're bound. It's a nice, pretty printed version. It would be much more convenient for you than actually printing them out piece at a time at home, and I would bet that it's actually cheaper for you to go ahead and buy the bound package than it would be for you to use up your ink at home. But I did want to make a copy available here for you online in case something out of the ordinary happened, then you know you have a version online available as well. Going back, if we want to return to the main menu, just click the main menu link. And the next thing I want to show you is the Help Me page. The Help Me page is exactly what it sounds like. This is a place that you can come if you need help, you've got questions. First thing we'll see here is the discussion board. I've outlined how the discussion board works. I've also given you some outlines as far as language. When we're doing things online, we need to be careful about how we do those. And then also down below we have class introductions. That's me and my husband. We went to the Texas Renaissance Festival down by Houston. We had a great time and bought some really cool hats. I've got an introduction on myself, and then our first assignment on the discussion board is I want you to introduce yourself to the class, and I've given you instructions on how to do that down below. Something that you can do is if you have homework questions and it's 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock at night, you can post them here on the discussion board. Some of your fellow colleagues may be up doing homework as well, and so if you see something on the discussion board, feel free to answer it. When I see it, I will answer it as well, but it may be next morning or later on in the day. But the discussion board is something you can use, and please feel free to respond to any posts that you see here on the board. Next tab down is frequently asked questions. A lot of times students will email me, and you guys will have the same homework question or homework problem. And so when this happens, I will try to post it here along with some kind of hint or discussion about how you might go about solving the problem. So you can check here if you want to when you're doing your homework and you come across a question. You can check here to see if somebody has already asked the question and if I've posted a hint or a solution. There's a tab called Prior Knowledge Help. Click there. And this is exactly what it sounds like it should be. Some of us are very familiar with the concepts that we learn in the first chapter of this course, and some of us may not be. If you're right out of high school, then these concepts ought to come clearly and easily. If it's been a while since you've taken math, then some of the things that we talk about in chapter 1 you may be rusty on, or maybe you've never heard of them. And so what I've done is I've posted some basic background information and videos that you can watch if you're not clear on a concept, or if you've never seen it before, then you can go here and you can watch it. Also feel free to come by and see me anytime that you have questions. I don't want you to beat yourself up if there's something that you don't know, if there's something you don't understand. Just feel free to come to me and I can help you, or I can point you in the right direction. Next thing is calculator help. Here, the first thing I have posted is a handout that has to do with coming to terms with your calculator. You've got things to having to do with menus, how to set windows, graphing, helpful buttons, and then I've specifically laid out things that we're going to do, such as regression and step-by-step on how to do the different concepts that we learn in the class. I've also put in some videos that I thought would be helpful. A lot of times it's very different reading something step-by-step than actually doing it, and so here you can click on these and it will be an actual video that will help you figure out what to do with your calculator. Next thing down is the ebook. This is something that the publisher makes available to you. I do not require the actual textbook for our course because it's available to you online. What you can do here is you can go into the chapter that we're working on, you can press the section that we're working on, and then you can go specifically to the topic you're having a hard time on, and then you can view an example of that particular topic. So this is another place you can go. If you don't understand something, then you can come here and maybe look at an example that would help you. Alright, let me return to the main menu. So we've looked at the course information or class information page, we've looked at the Help Me page. I now want to go up and I want to look at the introduction. This will be where you actually start the course. This is what you have clicked on to actually get you to this point. I've said here the 3 things that I'd like you to do as an introduction. Right now you're working on the introductory tour. There is a MyMathLab treasure hunt that you need to fill out and email to me. And then also there is an introduce yourself on the discussion board, as we've talked about. So be sure that you have these 3 things done to start this semester. let's go back. And then I want to specifically look at starting the course material for the semester in Chapter 1. And each chapter works very similar, so I'm only going to show you Chapter 1. So we go into Chapter 1. I've given you instructions on how you need to go about attacking your work. And so you need to be careful to read through these instructions, as I've been very specific on how you need to start the semester. If I click on Chapter 1 videos, then the first thing I would do is I would go to Section 1 videos. Now, you see some of these assignments have green flags next to them. That means that there's a prerequisite or something I need to do before I'm able to access those assignments. I've already accessed Section 1.1 homework and videos both. But before I can go to the 1.2 videos, if I click on the flag, it says you must do the Section 1.1 homework before starting this assignment. And so obviously I have not done this homework assignment yet, and I have to complete this before I can go on to the next section of videos. Let me click on the videos right quick and show you how those are going to work. I want to open the link for the videos. Okay, on here, what I've done is I've made a copy of your lecture notes, and then within the lecture notes, highlighted in yellow, I've put a link to the actual video for that particular example in your notes. I've put instructions in the first chapter or first couple sections of notes saying here's what you need to do to be able to access the video. The easiest thing to do is to right click on the section highlighted in yellow, do open in new window, and then that will open the YouTube video.
To plot ordered pairs, we always want to start at the order.
Okay, you can play that video, you can fast forward it. I believe you may even be able to speed it up, slow it down, as far as being able to get through these. You want to make sure that you get all the details for the videos and to copy all the examples into your physical notebook. But you can always fast forward. You can, if you don't catch something, you can rewind it, you can pause it, you can do whatever there. But do whatever you need. I would watch it straight through to begin with, and if there's things that you need to go back and review, then you can always just move the bar around to whichever part you need to review and watch again. From here, because I've asked you to open it in a new window, you should be able to just come up and X out, and then your notes are still pulled up. You can then scroll down to the next thing that you see highlighted in yellow, right click, open it in a new window, and then that would be your next video.
For this,
alright, when you're finished, you can submit. So after you've gone through and you've watched each video that's highlighted in yellow, watch all of those, and then do submit when you're finished. Then your video is complete. Do OK. And then the next thing you should do is go to your homework. Okay, going into the homework, then you'll want to complete all of these homework questions in order to advance to the next section video. Now I'll go into the homework specifically in a different section, and so I don't want to do this right now. I'll save that for later on. Now, once you have finished the homework for the entire chapter, then there's a place that you want to go, which is putting it together to help prep you for your first major quiz. Okay, you want to make sure that you read through this very carefully, and then when you get ready to start your prep assignment, you will click here, and then you will do the putting it together assignments. You see here that they have prerequisites on it. I obviously can't access them right now because I haven't done the needed homework to let me access that. But I'll go into that later on in a different video. I'll tell you how to do your quiz, and I'll make it so that we can access it and we can look in it and see what there is to do. After you've finished your putting it together, you would then be able to access your major quiz. Your major quiz is the one that says 1 attempt only, be prepared. You want to study for these as you would an actual exam, because this is your actual online part of the examination process, your course.